What up? What up?
Chris,
What up?
Chris, can I
Yeah.
show you my new kitty cat website?
Yeah, it sounds like this is going to be the one where we talk about container queries, but do it for real.
It is. And what's cool about this is I'm in a very real browser. So this is Chrome Canary, and I'm running the
Yeah.
in the what is it? Chrome flags. I have enable CSS container queries enabled,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that is actually in regular Chrome too, I believe. But this one, when you enable it here, you get this new container units, and we'll kind of talk about that as we
Yeah.
go.
Oh, you
But
just
like,
get them for free when you turn on that flag. That's
yeah, I
cool.
don't think I had to do the whole command line thing we talked about in a previous video or something. So
No, that was for something else, layers or something.
right.
Okay, so you have a grid set up, you have two cards in the grid. We're going to do cards. Cards are reality, people. So,
Right. It's
yeah,
cards. Cards are here to stay.
yeah.
So let's just review the basic. I have a grid, and then inside the grid there are
Our
cells,
cells, yeah.
and then inside the cells are cards. And
Yeah.
it's starting to look like a table. And I agree with you
Yeah.
when you say that. Except it's a table I can control, and it's like I'm just using this cell so I can make the card go full height and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, you have a wide class too, which makes it, because what is it, a 3-column grid, and the wide makes it kick across two.
Exactly. So where did I do that? Wide grid column span 2. Okay. And the grid is
Nice.
just
3 1FRs. A little
easy,
gap in
right?
there too. Sure.
little gap. Let's do it.
What's
here
the
we go.
problem though? The problem is Mr. Jeffers. I'm sorry.
Jeffers.
Jeffers.
Hey,
He doesn't go the whole way. That's not ideal. You could probably screw with that. But isn't there, like, you have this idea that the card layout, like Mr. Jeffers could probably like go side by side, right?
yeah. I think the thought was like, I could do something like this here. Let's see. Why is he not going? He's
Is the wide class
misbehaving.
on card itself? I thought the wide class was on cell.
Oh, you're right. You're right. And so I have to trick Sass.
Wide in.
So
There
there
you
you
go.
go. But, responsive. Oh, that's not good. So in normal land, right, we do media, min, width. And then you're like, well, when the browser's probably like 800 pixels or something,
Yeah,
then
the
I'm
wide
gonna
class
do,
shouldn't,
like,
don't do the wide stuff because you don't have room for it.
yeah, like wait till the browser's
Then
big
kick in.
enough and then kick in, right?
Yeah.
Cool, except that's not very good. It can be better. And that's where container queries come in. And
Right.
really,
Because it really doesn't matter how big the freaking web browser is. It matters how big the card is.
yeah,
That's
the
classic.
cell, like the card, and well, the card fills up the cell, so it's the same
Yeah,
thing to me.
it's the same thing.
But the cell, and I don't want it at 800, the full width here. I want it
Okay.
at like whatever 400. Maybe I can tell when CodePen will tell me.
Was
you
that?
know?
Oh, wow, that was a pretty easy transition.
See, I mean, well,
Yeah.
let's see here. I didn't save this. Let's see. I'm gonna save it now. Here we go. Ready? Pachow. Oh wait. You know what I forgot? I need to go up to the cell and I need to
gotta
type the
contain that
magic
sucker.
words. Container, inline, size, and this.
Oh, it's container now.
That's,
Oh man,
that's
in
what
my
I
demo
saw.
I had like contain.
Well, here's a really cool one, but I was going to point out Miriam Suzanne's epic post, but I'm just basically building off of her example that she had. I'm ripping that off.
Yeah.
But she had container inline size. So again, this is all in flight, subject to change.
Let's mess with it.
But-
Try contain though. Just because I'm interested to see
Okay.
if contain will go.
Contain.
Because contain is a real property too. Oh, it doesn't work. So, but now put contain style, but space separate it. So leave inline size, but
Contain
put
style inline
space.
size?
Yeah, try it now. Nothing. Now put layout as a third one.
Oh, like over here.
Yeah, I think that'll do it.
Oh,
Nothing?
that did it.
Yeah. So try
Did it.
just layout maybe.
Okay.
I'm just. This is probably not final. I just think it's interesting.
Nope.
No, nope.
Nope.
You gotta have all three, or just container, whatever you had before. Container inline.
Container inline size appears to be the latest and greatest in this department.
Apparently, I like it because container queries and container property. It's like a nice little synchronicity there, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you got it to work.
This guy and this guy are all working together. And to be honest, like I don't really care about wide now. I was using that as like a proxy for the viewport and the thing. Like I was scoping it just to the wide things. I can just care. I'm saying like any card that gets big enough, just flip it.
Just
you know, like even if I had like 1,000 pixels here, can I like take this onto my other monitor and like
keep going,
just make it bigger? Yeah, see,
there you go.
Went for it, so
that's the way to go. That's the way to
go. So this is cool. Like it's gonna do what I want, but we can take it one step cooler.
Hey, you know, Elastic, the company behind, you know, Elasticsearch and Kibana and Elastic Cloud and all these massively used, massively good pieces of software. They're throwing a conference. The conference is Elastic on Global. These are, you know, speakers from the Elastic community and educators and project managers and engineers at Elastic themselves throwing this huge conference. It's October, 5th, 6th, 7th for the conference and then bookended by training sessions. And there's tons of speakers, tons of opportunities to learn, breakout sessions on all kinds of things. You know, registering for the conference is free, so just go do it. Pop in some of your things that you're interested in. Start jotting down the schedule of things that you want to see. Look at how interesting this is. Using machine learning with all the data you have in Elastic to get insight on the behavior of your systems. Totally interesting. Figure out how your AWS stuff works with Elastic. Oh my God, it's just up and down the stack. There is interesting stuff to see at Elastic on Global.
You know, so with
the
title, right? Responsive type. That's another part of web design.
Oh, right. The QIs, the QXs. This is hot off the presses, I think.
Yeah. This is like brand new, and this is what I've been dreaming about. This is how fit text works. You know, like we could do like responsive type sizing. Look at that, and that's like basically.
Well, I'll make it like
10% of the parent element, and that's how fit text worked. You know.
Yeah,
and that's pretty good.
Only this is Smooth City. Yeah, but you probably wouldn't do that because it doesn't have the resize. It doesn't accessibility wise. It's not.
Or wait,
one rem.
So dumb. Yeah, so I'm gonna just gonna make sure there's one rem in there at least, and then I'm gonna
just one or two or something. Yeah,
and I'm doing 2 key, and look at that. Mr. Jeffers is getting way bigger, and that's exactly what I want him to do. And then this guy's maintaining a relative type that's still pretty good for that person, and for like the grid.
Yeah, it's not dramatic. It's just cool.
And you can hammer on this. You can tweak it as much as you stinking want. Like it really doesn't.
I'd probably clamp it just because for extra control. You know.
Totally. You could clamp like 1 rem and then like do like 10 key. Or let's just do that. Let's just experiment.
Clamp it at
1 rem, like 10 key, and then like 3 rem.
Well, you don't have to calc the middle, you know. So you could put your expression in the middle, 1 rem plus 1.
Okay. Calc.
You don't have to calc it. It's an implied calc in the middle.
What?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
No.
That's straight up voodoo. Here we go. Look at that. So
did it work? I'm not sure if it worked. You might have to have spaces by the plus. I don't think you can line them up the plus sign like that.
And let's go a little bit bigger because I'm, okay.
There you go, buddy. Yeah.
So look at that. It's kind of resizing and scaling. I like it. So, this is really cool. Kind of, and taking this to the full extreme is Scott Kellum. Made this awesome pen. I think it's half awesome because of the product shots are so awesome. But look at this. I mean, this type scales, and he just has one card. He doesn't make 50 cards. We're not making 1,000 variations. He's got one stinking card, and it does the work. Boom, boom, boom. He's using grid. Like,
Is he even using container units for like the padding and stuff? I bet he.
he might, and we could do that on my kitty cat, because we're doing here, and we could do whatever 3 key, you know.
But you could make it a custom property. Oh yeah. Oh yeah,
But-
you're right. You can only use container queries in the right context.
You can only use key units in the right context. So, I mean, I would need to like go through and.
I did it though.
Add
Look at
another
that.
container.
Click my GitHub link from Discord, unless your Discord is somewhere weird.
Here we go.
Well, I mean, but the GitHub link that shows you the code for this first. But we just did the same. It turned out we did the same exact demo, which is hilarious. That little CSS Tricks fake site there is, that's just the container query that does the same crap. I'm just like, when you're big enough, then let the grid kick in, which is a little different than how you approached it, I think, but pretty similar. And just dealt with the alignment. And then I used a CSS property for like, see the gap uses it, the margin uses it, the padding uses it. It all uses the same container query, which is set a little higher up, I think.
Okay.
See on line 29 there or whatever. Uses the key.
Yeah. Oh, I love it.
Cool. And then so if you play with the site and resize it, it's so cool to see a card break when it wants to and not at a window width. It's just very satisfying to see.
Right. These are all breaking independent of each other and based on their personal size. They just said, and I love it here because you're showing them next to each other, right? This is now a 1-1 split, and then you're kind of like, here's a 3-2 split or something, or
eventually it gets even more dramatic, I think. Oh yeah, really? No, it's like a 3-2 split. You said it right.
Well, or if you went more dramatic, I can make it more dramatic.
You know what you can't do though? What's funny though, you can't do the repeat autofill thing, because then they don't like change enough. They like when there starts to be new space, it just adds another card. So it's not as satisfying to watch.
Asymmetric grids are a little tough to like responsive asymmetric grids are a little tough to code out. I've definitely felt that, you know.
It's kind of like you don't need container queries if you're going that technique. Oh yeah, this is a beautiful
totally
demo.
possible. It's totally possible. Like, this is A+ web design. Obviously, Scott runs Type Tour. We should do a shout out to that because it's a cool project for responsive type. And this kind of, they touch on the same things, but man, it's like this is like so good. So Scott's just, he's gonna leave us in the dust because he's been thinking about this for years. And so when we show up with like, hey, I got a
Mr. Jeffries
query unit, and I made Mr. Jeffries like Jeffers move around, and he'll just be like, you dumb child.
The most interesting part is like when how it changes your brain though. Like that moment when you removed the wide class because it doesn't matter anymore. That's very interesting to me. That it changes the way that you think about the layout.
Yeah, because I'm saying like I don't really care about this other stuff, right? Like whatever. We'll just pretend that doesn't exist. Like here I'm just talking. I'm saying when the card is big enough, change the flex direction. That's all I'm saying. Like I'm expressing that, and the website is doing that, and I didn't have to, And
it's also like the babyest thing, right? Like 2 years from now or whatever, if this thing hits the way it's supposed to hit, we'll look back on this and be like, that was the easiest thing we could possibly do, and look at what we're doing now. Like, I don't think we know what we're going to do with this for real yet.
Well, and you know what happens is like, you've been in this business long enough, but then somebody's like, hey, I'm going to come up with a sidebar, and sidebar goes here. And then all your crud has to go next to my sidebar, This happens every time you make a website. And so like main then becomes
display grid.
Let's see if I can do this real quick. Grid
template columns, 1FR, and then 200 pixels or something.
Well, yeah, like 200 pixels, 1FR.
Oh, because the sidebar's first, right?
Yeah.
You don't repeat it though. Those are just two independent values.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I blew it.
No comma.
No. Oh my god, I'm gonna fail. I'm failing.
No, now it'll do it, and then you're
But-
right. But the card
so,
just reacts.
The card doesn't care. The card is managing its own business. I didn't have to
Yeah.
go through and redo my entire media query system. It just does
Yeah.
it. It's so
Right.
beautiful. I'm
But
into it.
you're thinking holistically. You're building the whole website. There's a lot of people in this world that just work on a component or something, and that's what's beautiful too. There's a lot of developers out there that just build React components. And to me, to build a React component or any other framework component, just assume that it has a container around it, or put a container inline style on it. You're scoping your styles anyway, which is beautiful, but you might as well have a container around it too. And then write all your styles based on how big it is. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's just how we'll be working now. So
It's
get
how we'll
used
be
to it.
working. Yeah, if you ship a component, guess what? That component has container queries now. It doesn't have media queries unless
Yeah.
it's extremely viewport based, But when would it be? I don't know. Love it.
Yeah.
Well, that's all. Thank you, everybody, for checking this out. Be sure to like and subscribe. That helps us in the algorithm. Thank you.